Good Monday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with actress and author Kathleen Kinmont. Enjoy today's program. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In national news, the Associated Press says states and cities slow to spend federal pandemic money. As Congress considers a massive COVID-19 relief package earlier this year, hundreds of mayors from around the United States pleaded for immediate action on billions of dollars targeted to shore up their finances and revive their communities. Now that they've received it, local officials are taking their time before actually spending the windfall. As of this summer, a majority of large cities and states hadn't spent a penny from the American Rescue Plan championed by Democrats and President Joe Biden, according to an Associated Press review of the first financial reports due under the law. States had spent just 2.5% of their initial allotment, while large states spent 8.5%, according to the Associated Press analysis. Many state and local governments reported they were still working on plans for their share of the $350 billion, which can be spent on a wide array of programs. Though Biden signed the law in March, the Treasury Department didn't release the money and spending guidelines until May. By then, some state legislatures had already wrapped up their budget work for the next year, leaving governors with no authority to spend the new money. Some states waited several more months to ask the federal government for their share. Cities sometimes delayed decisions while soliciting suggestions from the public, and some government officials, still trying to figure out how to spend previous rounds of federal pandemic aid, simply didn't see an urgent need for the additional cash. In more national news, virus surge hits New England despite high vaccination rates. Despite having the highest vaccination rates in the country, there are constant reminders for most New England states of just how vicious the Delta variant of COVID-19 is. Hospitals across the region are seeing full intensive care units, and staff shortages are starting to affect care. Public officials are pleading with the unvaccinated to get the shots. Healthcare workers are coping with pent-up demand for other kinds of care that have been delayed by the pandemic. Even though parts of New England are seeing record case counts, hospitalizations and deaths that rival pre-vaccine peaks, largely among the unvaccinated, the region hasn't seen the impact the Delta variant wave had wrought on other parts of the country. According to statistics from the Associated Press, the 5 states with the highest percentage of a fully vaccinated population are all in New England, with Vermont leading, followed by Connecticut, Maine, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. According to the Associated Press data, full vaccination rates across the 6 New England states range from a high of 69% in Vermont to 61% in New Hampshire. Despite the relatively high vaccination rates, the U.S. as a whole is averaging 56%. There are still hundreds of thousands of people across the region who, for one reason or another, remain unvaccinated and vulnerable to infection. In more national news, everybody is frustrated, Biden says, as his agenda stalls. President Joe Biden on Saturday acknowledged frustrations as Democrats strain to rescue a scaled-back version of his $3.5 trillion government overhaul plan and salvage a related public works bill after frantic negotiations failed to produce a deal. Everybody's frustrated. It's part of being in government, being frustrated, Biden told reporters before leaving the White House for a weekend stay at his home in Wilmington, Delaware. He pledged to work to get the 2 pillars of his domestic agenda passed into law, but refrained from laying out a new deadline. The president had gone to Capitol Hill on Friday for a private meeting with House Democrats that was partly a morale booster for the disjointed caucus of lawmakers. According to lawmakers in the room, he discussed a $1.9 trillion to $2 trillion plus price tag for the larger package that would expand the country's social safety net. The White House and its allies in Congress are prepared for protracted negotiations. Biden said he would soon travel across the country to promote the legislation, and he acknowledged concerns that the talk in Washington had become too focused on the trillions in spending and taxes in the bill. He pledged to do more to educate the public about the plan's new expanded programs, which he contended have the support of the vast majority of the electorate. And finally, in entertainment news, reaching pre-pandemic levels, Venom debuts with $90.1 million. Pandemic movie-going is finally starting to look like pre-pandemic movie-going, Sony Pictures' Marvel sequel Venom: Let There Be Carnage blew away expectations to debut at $90.1 million in ticket sales, making it easily the best opening of the pandemic, according to studio estimates on Sunday. Venom: Let There Be Carnage had been forecast to open with closer to half that total, but the film, which is playing exclusively in theaters, exceeded even the debut of the 2018 original. Venom: The Spider-Man offshoot launched with $80 million. Only 2019's Joker has ever opened bigger in October. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Mary Ellen, take it away.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Allow your natural self to shine. Being yourself is the key factor in developing fulfilling relationships with like-minded individuals. Many people try to hide their true self to become what they think the other person wants them to be. This deception never works because it cannot last. The result is a short-term, unsatisfying relationship. When you allow your natural self to shine, people will be drawn to you because of who you are, not what they would like you to be. The foundation of your relationship is now built on sincerity and a shared trust that is rooted in the soul. If desired, you can enter into a long-lasting, rewarding relationship. Today, allow others to see the real you as you go about and enjoy the day.
Actress and author Kathleen Kinmont is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Actress Kathleen Kinmont joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about the reflection on her career and her new book that definitely has people talking. Here's a bit of our conversation. You seem to have such a connection with others as well as experiences. So what has that been like for you to kind of translate, in a sense, in this new book?
Well, I think the truth is really for anybody, once you really get to know yourself, that's when you're really open to other people. True. I mean, I think that the more we are comfortable with who we are and when we've done our own homework on ourselves and we're not so much looking at how other people are doing it, but when we really start to reflect on how am I doing it, I think the criticism kind of falls away a bit. We stopped being so hard on other people because first we have to stop being so hard on ourselves. And that's really what this book journey was for me. I mean, I think my sequel to my book should be I Should Have Been Nicer to Myself. That's the follow-up. But yeah, I think we all have that one person in our life, maybe a few people in our life that we maybe should have been nicer to, or we felt like we could have done something better, or we wish we could have a redo. And when you kind of walk down that road and look at that moment and see how you feel about it now, perspective changes. So, and you can learn from it and move on and be open to new experiences and new people and new things without stuff holding you back and ever feeling like, oh, well, I blew it then, I'm going to blow it now. So, no.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. Provide you guys on tomorrow with more news, Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make today amazing. Take care.